Alright, so I'm going to continue with the ring I was making this morning. And I'm going to start. I wanted to try some things with the materials because I have a concept for the animation we're going to make with this ring. So I'm going to save it as a new file. Something of this materials, and I want to try some looks. First, I'm going to check to optimize if needed. All right, this I'm going to make mesh of this. Now I'm going to make it a bit lighter. This one has 3 millions, which is way too much. Let's go at 30%. So obviously when you decimate something, it removes faces and, well, makes it a lower polygon count, but it obviously lowers the resolution. It means that, well, the decimate modifier is very efficient at removing faces but keeping the geometry as close as possible as the original geometry. But don't expect, okay, so here at 30% I have 1 million and it looks just the same almost as the original. So I could try, so the ratio is based on 1. 1 is 100%, so 0.2 is 20%, or as close as possible as the 20% that than possible. It has a lot to calculate, so yes, it takes a moment. Okay, this seems to be nice. Let's go with this. So I'm going to apply it because there's nothing else to modify. Now the entire ring is going to be, I want to make something with the wireframe, but now it's going to be a problem, in fact. Anyway, let's, and also if I have a 600,000 faces on some objects, that won't make a nice looking wireframe, honestly. But first I'll make another ID. All right, so this was that. This part also I gotta do the same here. So it's going to be faster because this one only has 1 million. Let's go at let's go at 0.2 also. Make the same geometry here. We're going to make the scene for cycles because honestly, look score, I think it sadly is not so good. It's magnificent for still images, but for animation, we're missing some nodes. Well, in cycles, the magic is that there's so many nodes available, and more and more and more in the 292 version, which is just amazing with that. And I'm not even talking about the new geometry nodes. But okay, anyway. So in cycles, the only thing that we technically lack for the gemstones is the dispersion calculation. That's where we lose a bit, but we'll have a look at that because you know that's not much of a problem in fact. Okay, we have this, we have that. Now I need to make all of this, the entire ring. Okay, I'm going to make it all mesh. This is already a mesh, this gotta be a mesh, this is already a mesh. Now I think I'm going to group everybody, so Control J. Let's go for the screencast there, you know. Okay, we're good with that. So joining that, this is already good. Wait, this, that, this, Control J. Let's hide this for a second. Okay, I need this and that. Okay, we need this, that. Yeah. Okay, all the spheres, and there's weirdly, what's that doing here? Oh no, that's not me. Okay, let's erase this one. So what do we have here? I need all the spheres. I am the spheres. Where are you, spheres? And the small donut right there. Okay. Those. Okay, so always prepare. I'm going to erase all the copies that I made during modeling. I don't need them for now anymore. I'm going to remove that. Now all these, all the curves, the circle, the empty. Now we have the gemstones here and there. It's something moved. Okay, and I need to have a look at let's have a look at the normals. Yep. So there's just that small part that has, wait a second, okay, so let's just do a normal recalculate outside. This should work with that. Okay, that's perfect. All right, that and the gemstones. So the gemstones, I'm going to, let's call this the ring. This is already part of that. Okay, just for a second, I'm going to take out the gemstones. At least now. Later, I will. So this and this L key P selection. Okay, and we should be good. So first, what I'd like to do is that here's sites. Here, some names, and we have. Okay, so now I'm going to make the collection, new collection. I don't use layers, which is crazy because I really should, but anyway, I'm just going to show you row basic techniques for animations. Well, still not today, tomorrow. Today we go with materials. So the ring. So these guys. First, I want to make something that you're gonna like. You can see you're gonna like that. Let's bring a floor. We're going to bring, you know, the floor. Poof. Let's make it quite big. Anyway, let's make 650, and let's go 0, 0, 0. And let's move this up here. It's pretty good. So for now we have that. Okay, this is amazing because we have 1,300,000 and blah 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 faces. So this is well enough optimized. The look is the same as yeah, it just has this very small dent here, which could be a problem later. This very small dot there might very likely appear on the render, which I don't like, but I don't know. But anyway, you know, we'll make, but for now, anyway, let's go to the material I want to create. And you know, so I'm going to make a copy of the ring, and what I want to make, I made it last year when I was testing something and it came out nice, but we're gonna make it as green emerald resin, like 3D printing resin, which is the most commonly used resin. We're going to rotate this friend obviously let's go at front view 60, 55, 57, 57.5, 57.5, 57.8. 57.8 is too much. .8. Even a bit less. 6. Great. Because yes, we're going to leave this on the floor like that. What I like to check is that, yeah, this might very likely, that's pretty nice. Okay, for now, so on this one I'm going to remove these materials and create a new emerald green. Let's see. So okay, now also first I need to well, first choose an environment, because it's going to make the global light, the general light, and it's very important to have that from the beginning. In this case, sometimes it's not like that, but because I want to see the colors I'm going to have for the materials while I'm creating the materials, so I'm going to choose, I need to choose wisely, you know. Here, so let's have a look, but let's go to shading and let's have a look. So you need obviously the render. You know what, I get a question from this K8 song, but it doesn't show up too bad. Okay, so for now we have this. Now we have this. Obviously, I know it looks pretty good. We can appreciate the design already. Very nice. Well, okay, let's start. So it's going to be green resin. So green. Obviously, it's darker green, a bit bluer. So I always take some creative liberty. I don't believe in realism or hyper-realism because there's no, it's a wrong conception of the world. I believe in Huh. I always say magic, but and believing in magic doesn't make you less a scientist, or you know, it's like you can be a poet and a scientist at the same time. People just, I don't know, don't believe in that, but I do. All right, we have this. Then we need some transmission. This is what 0.5, or maybe even at 1. But let's put some roughness on this. Okay, so there's something, it's interesting already, but I'm going to go at 0.85, maybe 95. Okay, okay. Roughness maybe at 2. Oh, it's starting to look already amazing. So it's funny because, you know, sometimes we work a lot, and I tend to also have that misconception or the hope that the more you work on something, the more you deserve, I don't know, praise, recognition, appreciation, all you want. The sad and funny and ironic part of that is it's totally wrong. You can work like 10 seconds and get to the point, just like I did now. Because that's one thing I wanted to show in a video, to make a material like that. So obviously we can have, but it's already pretty nice. And also it obviously depends on the environment, and for now I don't have no, there's no light source at all. The nice part here is the roughness and the transmission. We could maybe have a look. Let's put roughness 0. 0.2, 0.5 was, it's pretty much that, maybe a bit more. No, let's stay here. This is, yeah, everything is very good. Okay, but now I just want to make a material for the floor. I want to make a nice render. Let's make a nice render with this. So let's work on things that don't matter at all, and let's start losing time, you know, but let's start learning and trying different things. So the emerald material looks really nice. Let's go for the floor. This time it's really floor, it's not the ground. All right, so for the floor, let me try with the black. I want some dark. Yep. Let's make it metallic a bit, maybe even a 1. But roughness, sorry, let's go at 8, I guess. Roughness, pretty low roughness. Now I want to make, so obviously as we can see, the floor being so dark is not so cool anymore, but I want to, let's do some things here. Image. That's not what I want. I have some nice pictures, so I have a lot of pictures I want to try. Something, obviously, because I want a floor that's okay, I'm going to use this, but not for the colors, and not for the size. It's way too big, and obviously that won't work like that. What I want with this rather is on the roughness. Okay, and obviously I don't want this to be so big, so I'm going to bring the vectors for that. Let's use a mapping node, a simple one. So let's go for texture, and let's go at 3 times. No, let's go 0.3 and 0.3. So now we can see, let's move the floor so we get the tile center to the ring. That's to get obviously a way better resolution. Let's have a look if it's starting to be Okay, also I'm going to fix the camera here. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let's go maybe at 0.25 still. Let's still adapt the position. So I can use any part. Let's go here maybe. All right. Now, just set the camera. I'm going to set the camera here. I'll control 0. But the camera, let's put it here. So I might bring another light source. Let's do also on the view, I need more clipping distance. Let's go at 12,000 there. Okay, like this. The camera also needs more clipping. Let's go 12,000 there. Okay, so obviously now the resin doesn't look so cool. But we're going to change that. Maybe roughness then at 0.3. 0.4, I guess. No, 0.35. Roughness here at 0.1. And I'm going to make it a bit lighter like this. And it's pretty interesting. It's really interesting. That's why I wanted to make that video. Like I said yesterday, this was what I wanted to show. Okay, now I can still make this smaller to get a very nice resolution, and the material is not that small, please. Okay, there. Okay, a bit smaller. As long as it fits in the field, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Still can make it smaller. And also, if I am going to use a depth of field here. Okay, this is amazing. We can do better on some details, very slight details on the floor. So the floor needs a slight, with this material, I won't be making a displacement map. It's not worth it in simple occasions. So that's in normal. Let's bring in a bump vector here. Don't put it on the normal because it's an image, and we're going to put it something very small. That's already too strong. And maybe distance -1 to invert that. Okay, I think it's too strong. 0.125. No, it's still too strong. 0.75. So I also want to see if it did. Okay, I might try and invert. Is that better? Let's have a test. That's something way too strong. Huh. No, it's not needed. Okay, it's not needed here. Let's go at 0.1. 0.05 then. Something very slight. That's the roughness. It's still, yeah, it can be smaller. It's still fitting pretty nicely here. Yep. So let's keep making it smaller and smaller until it doesn't fit anymore, but yeah, this is already pretty good. The only thing I want to see, maybe I'm going to put a math converter on this node. Let's go, I'm going to multiply. First, let's put a crazy number. Let's go at 50. Okay, we see that this is a very high roughness. So let's go at 0.1. This is not enough because we don't have any reflection. Well, 1.5, 125. So we get a little bit more of this frost. Well, it's not frosting, but it's like dirt, let's say, or 1.15, 11525, 125. This is a bit better. Okay, now what we can do also in cycles, well, first let's go with optics. I'm going to go with optics for all the render. Let me check that we're, yeah, okay. Now also with in the 292, in the latest builds, it's very interesting because there's that very interesting tile stealing from the CPU from the GPU. It means that you can turn on the GPU and CPU rendering. And obviously sometimes the CPU, well, depends on your CPU. Obviously, if you have a Threadripper 9000, the CPU is faster than the GPU. But you can combine them, and when the CPU is not done, the GPU can take on the tiles that the CPU is still calculating, and it works wonders. I'm using it. I used it already on animations, and well, the animation took literally days less thanks to the tile stealing, because it makes the render 10, 15, 20% or more faster with cycles, and it's very interesting. Okay, that's one thing. The denoising, performance, I'm going to have pretty big tile sizes. But what I want, and what I was saying, that the light path here, we're going to go at very high numbers, because, or higher numbers even. The highest is, funny, it's 1000. It used to be 255. Let's go with the highest number possible. I never tried that, but it's going to okay, so the floor, let's try metallic one. What I have earlier, 85 or 95? 80. Okay, there it is. I need to be at a very low angle to have the reflection. Yeah, this is a bit nicer for the lights, but well, okay, let's try this angle for the camera. The light is better. Wait a second, that's so far. Just move the camera here. Now I'm going to move the tile. All right, I need, obviously the camera is not perfect yet, but okay, I need it further away here. Then I need it further away here. That's way too much. And well, now it's a bit too small. Let's go on 3.5, 315, 315. Okay, 80, 65. And we bring it back a bit. 380, 380. Okay, 400. And let's go at 85. Well, everybody's fitting, but now the camera angle. So this is just this is one of the materials I want to use for the animation. That's why I'm doing this now. And this one's coming out pretty nice. I'd like to find sharp. Okay, here. Now the camera. The camera needs to be a bit further away, so let's go minus 42 and minus 42, 28. No, that's too high. Okay, just a bit further. Okay, now obviously I have the problem with the background, but it's not so hard to okay, that's pretty nice. What I want to make is that I'm going to do a Shift S cursor to selected. I'm going to add an empty plane axis there. Let's call it the dove. Let's have a look. Okay, it's a perfect. Yes, it's nice to have it there. Very nice position for this. Now let's just have a look on. Oh, this is great. Okay, it's good. So back to camera view, and I want to the background might be solved using a very strong dove. So it means that a very small 0.01, something like that, or even less, because in such a close, okay, like this, magic. And enjoy. See you soon. Bye.